Greetings. Hello. I'm Michael Hayden, a master Kabbalist of the long version and the Sade version systems. I also authored Quantum Kinetic Manipulation, Advanced Kabbalistic Applications in 5 Dimensions. I'm reaching you today to ask for your assistance and for your help. I'm not trying to sell books. The type of work that I do and the mission that I'm on doesn't have anything to do with money. I need your assistance in bringing to publication a master find that really has never been published before. I'm a self-publisher and published on CreateSpace, a self-publishing platform. I have always published treaty style, in hand by color, for a purpose, not because it takes such a long time, but because it carries through the work that is done by hand. It's usually only found in rare collections in synagogal archives. I'm trying to reach out to people. You may read about my link to this site, which is a GoFundMe site, and see how I arrived at this quest. I didn't actually find myself on this path that I'm currently on in the production of a new technical manual until I was 54 years old. Prior to that, I spent a great many years studying under R.E.A. Kaplan, Rabbi R.E.A. Kaplan, and used his systems, and I learned all of them, all the way from the Sadia version, 931 CE, through the long version, short version, the Ari version, Zohar, the Corny Zohar, the Gra version. Learned all of these systems and then spent 13 years writing the manual that I produced. You can see it on Amazon. It's called Quantum Kinetic Manipulation, Advanced Kabbalistic Applications in 5 Dimensions. It's written both for the initiate and for the adept. I began my quest, which you can read about on the GoFundMe, because I lost my faith completely. And I had to be the person that had to have things proved to them. And I found proof, actual tangible proof, using a system that King Alphonse Ciprius in 1253 AD used. He was the king of Castile, Spain. It was during the time of Torquemada. I believe Isabella, right after him, also worked with making sure everybody in that country, in Castile, Spain, was Christianized, because it was being taken over by other sects of Muslims. And during the time of Torquemada, if you'd had published what was capable of being published, you would have been burned at the stake. Even the king would have been burned. I found this ability to do this through a treatise, a 15th century treatise written by Henry Cornelius Agrippa, that discloses a technique which is based on base 900 extraction. And me being the guy that was searching for proof, actual tangible proof, I found it. Proof of the Creator, proof of Gahanna, and proof of the delineation and definition of creation. We all know, as Kabbalists, what the 10 emanations are, and down through the strata, the multiple dimensions, manifestation being a saya, Yitzhira being one level up, spiritual, Mariah, the burning angels, above that, Akatril. But there are names of the Creator on each one of those emanations, and as Kabbalists, you know what each of those emanations are. Keter being the crown, never touches the head. Kokma being wisdom, right hemisphere of the brain. Bina down through all of these, there's a specific name of the creator on each one. That name is there for a reason. The information that I found is very relative to our civilization. You don't do this type of work for money. This work is done as a contribution to my civilization. So, having lost my faith, I found it proved to me the evidence of predestination, adding your mother's holy name and your holy name in Arabic, Aramaic, or Hebrew, and casting 12s out. And the remainder order is the order of the 12 tribes in Numbers 1, 20 through 43. And of course, had my name not been Michael, I couldn't have been born through the ninth gate, January. But my mother didn't look at my father and say, hey, Edward, we got to name him Michael, because they didn't know when I was going to be born. So evidence of predestination was proved to me very early in my quest. I spent many, many, many years, over a decade and a half, at Ciprius and other esoteric rare manuals. And I love this language because it's extraordinary. And so, having had predestination proved to me, I gained some faith back. But it's not until I found the information recently, at the completion of my book, that you'll see that I mentioned in my GoFundMe, Quantum Kinetic Manipulation. That took me 13 years to write, a very long time. It was done treaty style, in hand, and everyone knows you can write down your hand script on a computer system and have the computer print out what looks like your hand script. But that's not for me. I'm computer literate, but I printed out everything in hand, in color, treaty style. And it took me 13 years to do that manual. And at the time, the file space for Create Space, which I didn't know, was only 485. So the book was 590. It was only produced in black and white because the format, I'll have to divide it up into 2 volumes to get it done in color. And I will get it done in color. That's what it was meant to be in. At the end of that quest, after 13 years, many years of studying and 13 years to write the book, I had a moment where I asked the big guy, hey, is this all there is? Is this what I was supposed to do? And the very same day, somebody delivered an old treatise to me, written by Henry Cornelius Agrippa. And that doctor in there was commenting on a system that King Alphonse Ciprius X used in 1253, who had ordered his scribes, his Sephardic scribes, Spaniards, Sephardic scribes, and his Arabic astronomers together, a set of charts together based on the 7 planets, where the entire Hebrew alphabet is written out, based in 7 lines, 22 lines long. And I ran the names of our Creator through that, each one that is over each of the 10 emanations. And I do not believe in coincidence, and I can tell you why. There's no such thing as coincidence. There is only the doctrine of the law of correspondences, one thing unto another. Strictly, one thing unto another. So, running 3 of the names, knowing, we know many names, there are many systems, and there are some variations between the names, between what you'd find that the Sadia version mentioned. I used a specific set, but in the manual I produced, I added all systems. I tried to produce the manual that I wished was available when I began my quest. And I don't leave any stone unturned. I believe that if you can't do the job right, don't even attempt to do it. Do it right. But this is bigger than anything. So for a guy who lost his faith, I've had it proved to me without a shadow of a doubt. There's no doubt. Those names, you run those names through this chart, and that guy Henry Cornelius Agrippa, 350 years later, wasn't writing about what King Alphonse Ciprius found. He just wrote, you know, he made a comment. You know how you've got a modicum of control when you say someone's name, hey Mike, and Mike might look. And then he goes on to say how much hotter the product when shown to a hollow glass. The ray doth burn though the sun be scarce warm. Well, this lit my fire. So hollow glass is concave lens. We can start a forest fire with that as a Boy Scout. You know that it's a magnifying glass. So the Tolotan chart, I ran the names of our creator through that. And I know what the name of the creator is in many of the systems for Keter, the top one, Crown. I know what the name of the creator is in Kased, which in other systems is called Gedula, glory. Kased, love. We know the name of the creator for that one is a two-lettered name, and it comes out Bam. And the product is Bam, and you look it up in any Hebrew. These names that came out, you could look up in any Hebrew dictionary, even the cheapest dictionary. Bam is Bama, a rostrum, a stage, and this is what Kased is. It's also scintillating consciousness. Scintillates, sparkles like the ocean, like the sun shining on the ocean. So I moved on after number 4, Kased, to number 5, which we know is also the direction of north. The name of our creator, we know what that is in there. Living potential, strength to protect you from the north. There's a reason why that name is there. There's a reason why that planet at a manifestation level is Mars, the war planet. The name protects you from the north. I'm running that name through. It comes out Genat Tash, Piad. And you look those up, and the names of the creator actually disclose what's behind each of the emanations. Now, had a king disclosed these facts, he would have been burned at the stake. I looked at the histories of Isabella, who bankrolled Columbus, sold her jewels to a man who didn't come from any money at all. Built him 8 ships, he went to the New World, and that's why the gold went back to Castile, Spain. They burned 600,000 people at the stake. Put them on the rack. Confess. I mean, there was a problem with another culture taking over and seeding that entire country. So they had people convert to Christianity to protect that nation. But this practice that was being used, that the king prior to her had ordered, no one printed anything about what they found. Now I had it handed to me. I mean, there are 10 emanations of the Tree of Life. I had handed to me 5 times, and it was almost like the Creator was saying, "Are you sure you don't need any more proof, Mike? Have you had enough?" And may hit me 5 more. 5 more times in the face. I have the proof. So I'm reaching out to publish this material. This wasn't supposed to be a long dissertation on what I'm doing, but I need you to know what I'm doing. I'm trying to reach out to organizations who have the same mindset as I do, who live their life or have recognized the fact that they are making decisions to move forward with a better plan, to live your life in a manner that inspires and that causes people to aspire, to create works and things that are a contribution to your civilization. long after I'm gone, the book I already produced is good to 2050. The charts in it are. It'll be around a long time. And I'm very serious about what I'm doing. So I'm in between housing right now. I moved from Atlanta up here. I'm very good at the work that I do. I'm an electrician. I worked for IBEW Local 48 for a few years. Ideal Services Incorporated. I will go back to work. I'm in between jobs right now as well. I'm living in a place which is free at the moment. But I'm seeking to make my living situation mobile for the rest of the work that I'm doing, so I can visit different sites to collect the rest of the information that I'm doing. I'm also spending my time writing this second manual, and I will publish it at no cost on CreateSpace, a self-publishing format, which keeps my expenses very low. So I'm seeking help with, I need a scanner that has Adobe Acrobat software that can print to DVD discs so I can submit this work. And I need to run the other book I already published, even if it means dividing it into 2 volumes, into a format so that it can be printed in color as well. But this is a great work. And I didn't know the mission I was on really until I was 54 years old. But this is bigger than anything. So please visit the site, and you can read about how I lost my faith. And now you know what is grasping my new faith. I know what I have and what I am publishing are the facts that you can actually tangibly touch and see. And there's no way that this is coincidence. This is so far beyond coincidence that it's holy. So I'm trying to reach out to organizations that are like-minded, that are functioning at that level to operate in life with that mission to leave a contribution to your civilization. So help me do this if you can. Thank you.